Everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and today I'm going to show you the easiest recipe ever. This is egg roll in a bowl. So I'm going to walk you through the ingredients before we get started. You are going to need some cabbage, some matchstick carrots, some soy sauce or teriyaki sauce. I happen to use both. I also add in some sesame seeds, and you're going to need some ginger and also your meat. I decided to go with ground chicken, and it is 97.3, so it has very little fat content, so I don't have to worry about draining fat off of the meat once I get it browned. And so I'm going to first start by browning my meat. For this, you could really use any meat that you prefer. We have made this with ground pork before, and it was really good that way too. I also thought I would maybe make this with shrimp, and I think it would be delicious. So really, it's all up to your own tastes. I end up using 2 bags of that shredded cabbage because I want it to be really veggie heavy. But again, you can switch things up and add just as much as you want. If you're using something ground up, you are going to want to break up into smaller little crumbles. I put a lid on it to just make sure that I'm getting everything cooked through. Pretty much the longest part is actually cooking the meat, and once that's cooked, it takes very little time and effort after that point. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my seasonings. I add about a teaspoon of the ground ginger, and I really like sesame seeds, so I go ahead and add in about a tablespoon of sesame seeds. Next, I add in about 2 tablespoons of the teriyaki sauce. You can see I add a little bit more than that, so it might be closer to 3. I really like the sauce. Some egg roll in a bowl recipes actually call for garlic, but this teriyaki sauce has garlic in it, so I don't add any additional garlic. I also go ahead and add in 1 tablespoon of the soy sauce. I basically triple the vegetables in this recipe, so I want to make sure everything has enough sauce and everything tastes really good. Next, I go ahead and add in my vegetables. I'm using 1 bag of the matchstick carrots and then 2 bags of cabbage. You can do a coleslaw mix, but I really wanted to have the matchstick carrots and a lot more of the cabbage. I add the bags of cabbage one at a time because my bowl got really full, and so I have to wait for a little bit of it to wilt down before I can really get that second bag in. So earlier I said I really liked the sauce. Well, I add more soy sauce and teriyaki sauce because I really like the sauce portion of this. And basically this is done when the vegetables are as wilted and cooked through as you would like. I tend to like the carrots to still maintain their full crunch, and so I only let this go until the cabbage starts to wilt and becomes a little bit soft. I just cover this for a couple of minutes until that cabbage wilts down just a little bit, and then it is done. I gave everything a final stir, and then it was time to serve this up. So aside from the sodium content of this dish, it is a super healthy dish. It's mostly veggies and a very lean meat, and I really like this dish. I ended up being able to put 4 portions aside for later in the week. And since this dish is so veggie heavy, I could have a really big portion of this. Carrots do provide a really nice crunch, but if you want this to be more like an egg roll, you can top this with little wonton strips. You can buy them in bags already in the store, or you can buy egg rolls and cook them up to crisp in the oven, or you could just add some French fried onions on the top, which is what I did here. I happened to run out of the wonton strips from last week, so I just made do with the onions. When I portion these out, I go ahead and put them into glass Snapware containers so I can just pop them in the fridge or the freezer and be able to reheat them easily in the microwave. Because the cabbage is such a watery vegetable, I have not frozen this dish after it's been cooked. So if you do freeze it, let me know how it goes for you. I just keep these in the fridge and they are good the rest of the week. And I love that I can have so many portions made up. It took me like 20 minutes from start to finish to make this recipe. I do just kind of eyeball the measurements of everything, but I will link to the original recipe that I saw down below. It is an Instant Pot recipe, and that is it. It's not the most beautiful dish, but it is so delicious, and I absolutely love it. I like to make this for when I'm prepping my lunches because it's so easy and full of vegetables. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.